Welcome, everybody, to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and we're talking today, as we do every day, about how to ignite humanity. That's right. Each and every one of us has the ability and the power and the inclination to ignite humanity. And so we've created a show just for you to help you feel inspired and motivated and give you tools and ideas on how you too can ignite humanity to create a better world for everybody. The great idea is that igniting humanity starts with you, each and every one of us, working on ourselves, empowering ourselves, motivating, inspiring, and just stepping into a new version of ourselves is one of the ways that we ignite humanity. We create a ripple effect where people feel inspired watching us do our lives to the best of our ability. Now, we never say it's going to be perfect and wonderful all the time, but what we do love is the journey, the hero's journey, stepping into that opportunity to be better in our lives and going through the trials and tribulations that lead to what we call ignite moments, those powerful moments that wake us up and inspire us and light something new in our lives. Those ignite moments truly are what drives us forward. And so many people have ignite moments that is igniting humanity. We love to bring guests on the show and talk about how their ignite moments are doing something special. So let's meet our guests. Well, today, moving directly from snowboarding college student to budding business owner, and now with almost 22 years in the business, entrepreneur, Georgia Vanderveel has become a sought-after international keynote speaker and entrepreneurial leadership expert. Her background in product development, leadership, and mental health experiences expands her influence over several industries like women in business, personal growth, as well as manufacturing and development. As a best-selling author, world traveler, mom, and 7-year meditation doer, Georgia has the opportunity to teach, speak, and connect to audiences from teens to business owners all across the world. We're happy to have her here. Please welcome her to the show. Hey, Georgia.
Hey, JB, how are you?
I'm delightful and super happy to have you here because you know what? We have something in common. We like the word ignite.
We love the word ignite. Yes.
We absolutely do love the word ignite. And what I didn't share in your bio is that you're an incredible business owner of something pretty spectacular, Shorty's Candles. And so candles are igniting lives. And you have this great way to bring candles and igniting lives and personal development together. Share with us out of the gate, how is igniting our lives something each and every one of us can do?
We can ignite our lives just simply by waking up with a positive attitude, actually.
Yeah, amen.
It makes a big difference. But yeah, that's where I would start, is at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, we all have these rituals and things that we can do right out of the gate as soon as we wake up. Having a positive attitude is so powerful. I know that you, as an incredible candle expert, and I just want to say, folks, not to, in any way influence you, but I do love Shorty's Candles, and I love them so much that we have made some Ignite candles in conjunction and partnership with Shorty's. And I learned a lot about candles from Georgia, about the wick length and the burning speed and time, and about the variance of the wax in the container, and about all of these fun things, the aroma, the amount of scent. It's actually quite fascinating. A very, very smart, amazing businesswoman. At the same time, Georgia, you have this really neat way of how a candle sort of represents our life.
Definitely. I would actually think that a candle, I believe that a candle will actually that a candle has the opportunity to represent something absolutely fantastic in our lives and can help represent change in our lives. Because so many times maybe we don't wake up in that positive mood or that positive spirit that would help take us through the day. And thinking about the different aspects of a candle, we can kind of change how our day proceeds by, little things like the container being who you are and your mind. Your mind holds all of your thoughts. The container of a candle holds all of the components of it. And then, you have your wick, and your wick creates light, and it creates the opportunity to see things. And if you don't have a candle to light, that's all right, because you can actually do that through meditation. You can find your light through meditation and put your wax in. You've got the product that goes inside. And a lot of the times the product that goes inside is the forgiveness that we need. When we can forgive, we can bring positivity inside. So make sure that you're bringing positivity in.
Well, it is actually really good that you say that, because many of us, our container, we're flooding it with maybe not the best information, or we're exposing ourselves to unhealthy food, or we're not actually taking care of our container as much as possible. You mentioned meditation. Obviously, people can be using meditation to help facilitate better care for their container. Talk a little bit about why and how meditation is so powerful.
Wow, that's a great question. I love talking about meditation. I think one of the most powerful parts of meditation is that it gives you the opportunity to see where you're going. It can show you things from your past. It gives you a safe container to kind of dissect where you have been in the past. And it gives you the opportunity to look at the different beliefs you've created. And it gives you the opportunity to see, inside of meditation, you can kind of pull apart your beliefs and you can understand them. And then you can also almost plan things. I hate to say plan things in your meditation, but you can see where you're going. And I do truthfully believe, I know I've told you that, I've said this to you before, you can't get someplace you can't see. And if you do, you won't recognize it. And
Well said.
meditation is that place where you can see where you're headed. And you can spot those little moments that are given to you every day throughout your entire day that are taking you closer to where you've seen that you're going. So meditation, I think, is this, safe container where you can process, plan, move forward, and get to where you're going.
And it's going to be an interview filled with metaphors, because as you meditate, you light the way. You shine the light upon, you use it to help you move forward. And again, a lot of what we're talking about is this idea of lighting up. Today is all about inspiration, the theme of the day. And so using that to sort of inspire, let's talk a little bit about the wick, because when you light a match, I love that whole idea of ignition, of starting something, of bringing something to life. And then you light that wick. Talk a little bit about how the wick becomes, well, the center of the candle, the foundation. How do you like to see the wick more as like an ignition point?
The wick is the energy. The wick is what brings you life. You light it, and the wick actually soaks all of the fragrance and it's like the fragrance of life comes through your wick. And it's shown through the light that's created at the top, that little tiny flame that releases your fragrance. It releases the goodness that is inside of that candle. And it's one of those things that also helps you snap out of a bad mood or change the way you've been looking at something. It helps you see something different than what you've been experiencing before. So
again,
fragrance.
I was going to say, again, back to that idea of a metaphor. I mean, we many times are going through life kind of just on autopilot, and sometimes we need a change. We need a spark. Again, we're going to be filled with these fun words today. We need that fuel to get us to do something different. And I like the idea of that, nothing will change unless you change. If you just had a candle sitting there with a wick, it would not burn or light if you didn't have something to ignite it. And I was reading about Newton's law of physics. It's really about you need something to change, something to have change. And so if you want to light yourself up, you need an ignition point, just like a wick needs a flame. I know you've done a lot of personal development. Talk a little bit about how can we light ourselves up? How can we move out of the mundane and into a little bit more exuberance and lightheartedness and be the light that people want to see?
How can we do that?
Yeah. What are some of the things that you love to do?
In all honesty, there's a lot of things that you can do. Of course, going outside and being more active, doing external things, finding something that you love, that kind of stuff. But I always, for some reason, go back to meditation. And I think the reason why I go to meditation so often is because it is so simple and it's so true. And it allows you to tap into these places inside your mind and these places inside your heart. It's almost like a connection between the two and between the universe. And it just, I believe that in this place is where you can create so much. And I also, honestly, I think one of the things that helps us move forward is forgiveness. I would say that that's probably one of the biggest things. And I've got lots of stuff on, I have an amazing story I'd love to share actually on forgiveness through meditation.
Yes, please do.
Well, so one time I ended up down at an ashram, which an ashram is kind of a meditation yoga retreat center. And I ended up in one in California. And I was just walking the grounds one day and I felt compelled to go on this tiny little hike. I just saw this tiny path and I started following it. And I think that that's so much of life, is just following the path that shows up for you. But I got all the way up to the top of this hill and there was this tiny little covered area at the very top of this hill. And I sat down and I just closed my eyes and I started meditating. And in this meditation, I got to a point where for some reason I needed to forgive. And I started forgiving everybody and everything. And it was at that moment that I really felt like I lit my wick. Like that was my ignition, my ignite moment for sure, because it gave me the opportunity to forgive people from my past. I forgave hurtful things that happened when I was a child. I mean, nothing bad happened to me when I was a child, but I'd created these thoughts and these beliefs and I carried them forward. I mean, we all have painful moments, and I was able to forgive those painful moments, and I was able to forgive myself and forgive people in elementary school that had hurt my feelings. And I just forgave and forgave and forgave. And meditation gave me that space to do that. And the opportunity, it was crazy. I just remember sitting there on top of this mountain and my eyes are closed. Of course, I'm bawling. I'm like soaking wet. And in my meditation, I see these people just coming at me, all of these people in my past that I'd held on to all of this pain from. And when I forgave them, it was just like they dissolved. And the frustration and the hurt didn't need to be carried there anymore. And that, I would say that was the moment when I really lit that wick, when the forgiveness was that ignition. It was that spark that I needed to ignite and to light that candle that's moved everything forward. And forgiveness was the key, was the turning point.
Very beautiful. Those people who were trying to blow out your flame, you were able to forgive them so you could shine brighter. I love that. And forgiveness really is for us. It's not for the other person. It's really something that empowers us. And obviously you felt that you could shine brighter. Let's talk about that. When we shine brighter, we ignite humanity. When we be ourselves, when we are living in our own greatest brilliance, we're really allowing others to see who we are in truth and authenticity. And when we do that, we become a mirror to another person's flame, another person's brightness. Talk a little bit about how important it is for that authenticity to really help humanity.
For the authenticity to really help humanity, I believe that in us being who we are, we are put into people's lives for a reason, because they need to see something from us. They need to hear something from us. They need to experience something from us. So when we are authentic to who we are, then we show up to other people in the best manner that they need. So that's our opportunity and our ability to help other people, by showing up as us, because that's why we're there, is to be us.
And it goes back to the analogy about the wax. What you put into the wax, you shared with me that wax, the kind of wax, the ingredients in the wax, the different fragrances you said in the wax, those all affect the candle very, very greatly, how long it's going to burn, how much it's going to burn, if it's going to burn equally. And I love that analogy because the ingredients we put into our lives is super important. And the ingredients that we input in ourselves helps us be more sustainable and more, and light up longer. Share a little bit about how powerful the wax, the analogy of the wax is for our lives.
Well, one of the things is that there's so many different types of wax that you can use. You've got soy wax, you've got paraffin wax, you've got coconut wax, you've got apricot wax, you've got palm wax. And there's so many different types of wax that you can put into your container. But it depends.
All right, let's just mute her and show some of that. All right, go ahead, Georgia. Help your puppy out. We'll mute you until we can fix that. You know, folks, I always love how live shows have live entertainment, and that's what happens when we have pets and fabulous animals in the room. They sometimes react to someone coming to the door or that sort of thing. But that's the fun thing about live shows. All right, how we doing, Georgia?
All right. Well, so one of the things is that there are so many different types of wax that are out there, and you can put them into your container, and but like I was saying, it depends on the result that you're looking for. So if you are looking for, if you're just looking for a rough time, you might use one type of wax and you might use your product properly. But if you're looking for your clean result, then you might go with, say, a soy wax. And so it's kind of the same thing with, you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself by.
Yes.
What you put in, what you expose yourself to, is what you will end up getting back out. And I've noticed that in my own life, even with, say, our employees that we've hired. If we have employees that are negative or bring in stories and situations that might not be part of our culture, our company culture, I have noticed even in that I can start to kind of dip down a little bit as well. So even though we like to feel like we're immune to those situations, it's really about what we put in. Mm-hmm. So making sure that that container is holding what we want it to hold, that we're taking the lid off and allowing other things to come in, that is when things, when we pay attention to that, that's when the beauty comes out.
I love it. Well, let's shift gears a little and talk about business. You're a very successful business owner, a female in business. Do you have some advice or suggestions for some of the women out there who would like to start their own business?
Notice what bothers you. Notice what bothers you and fix it. And if it's bothering you, it's bothering a lot of other people too. And yeah, I would say that that's probably a really big piece. As well,
when somebody wants to start a business, or somebody's sitting at home thinking, maybe I could start a candle business, or I could start a small business, what suggestions do you have?
Research, I would say, and meditate and ask where you're supposed to be. Ask what is the right situation for you. A lot of people will say, look at other companies and see what other companies have done. And I do truthfully believe that if you're always looking at where other companies what other companies have done and where they've come from, that can help a little bit, but I do believe that can actually hinder as well. So I believe looking at what bothers you and moving forward every step of the way, keeping that in mind, and then fixing that problem, then you're really going to be helping a huge amount of people, because that allows you the opportunity to see what's bothering them too.
Now, you've been an author in some of our Ignite books. Talk about the experience of writing your story.
The experience of writing my story in the Ignite books has been beautiful. It's been a situation where I have been able to go really deep, open up, and become extremely vulnerable and realize that I'll be okay on the other side of that vulnerability.
And for those people who are thinking, well, I would like to write my story, but I'm not sure if I should, what would you say to them?
I would say if you feel like you could or should, or actually, I would say if you feel anything in there, that you should step forward into it, because there's a reason why you have that feeling to begin with. So even if you don't have the story completely put together and perfect in your mind, I would say you need to step into it, because those are the things that will eventually end up bothering you. So step into that so you don't leave that opportunity behind, because it will change. It will change your confidence. It will change your ability to step into something for yourself, and it will change your relationships. It's one of those
Now,
things like put good in it, put good in, you'll get good out. Put good in, because that's good.
now, did I read somewhere on your social media that you did a TED Talk?
I did a TEDx talk, yes, in Bloomington.
And talk a little bit about that. What was it like to be on stage and to share and to talk about your Ignite experience, or your Ignite, not your necessarily your Ignite experience with Ignite, but your Ignite experience in life?
That was actually being extremely vulnerable. So sharing my story in the Ignite book was the first step in recognizing that I could be okay. And then being on the TEDx stage and being able to help other parents, school administrators, and youth through delivering my talk has been really powerful. But I did have to realize that I needed to be vulnerable. I needed to open up and share my story, so that way on the other side of it, other people would benefit. So it was really just a beautiful experience. It was rough. It really was. There were a lot of moments where, especially before in prepping for the talk, it was really easy. It was just practicing, prepping, showing up, doing the steps. But then afterward, when it came to the editing and making sure that everything would launch on time, and then sharing that launch with everybody, that was the really, really vulnerable part. And to be honest with you, it was kind of tough inside my mind, but I meditated on it a lot and I made it through, and it's better on the other side.
And what do we always say about when we're vulnerable and we're authentic? What yields from that? So much connection and so much authenticity. And you meet incredible people, and people are drawn to you because they're attracted to your story. So even though it's tough in the vulnerability, it's always so enjoyable in the aftermath. I absolutely believe that. Well, as the show comes to a conclusion, what would you like our viewers to know? What would you like to leave them with?
What would I love to leave our viewers with? I would love to tell people that if you're looking for a safe space, if you're looking for somewhere to organize your thoughts and to slow down a little bit and to help improve any area of your life, just sit silently and allow your mind to clear, and allow yourself to connect to the earth. And what I mean is, obviously, you could even sit outside and you could put your hands on the ground even, but allow yourself just to connect to where you are in that moment. Slow down and allow good in. That's really it. Allow good in.
I love this show because every time I interview somebody, the guests just pour into me such good advice, such good suggestions, everything exactly what I needed to hear. So beautiful, beautiful sharing. Folks, if you want to know more about what Georgia's up to, you can visit her website and check out her product. And of course, you could reach her there. Just want to encourage you to think about how you can ignite your life. Thanks so much for being here, Georgia. Blessings to you, and have a great one.
Thank you. Blessings
Take
back.
care.
Have a good one. Bye.
Well, I hope you had fun with the analogy today about how you can ignite your life. And it really means that you have the power and the ability to just strike a match and strike the flame and spark something new in you. How can you burn your candle a little bit brighter? How can you show people a little bit more of what you're up to and lead the way so they too can ignite their life? That's truly how we're going to ignite humanity. one person at a time, each one of us making the way to the better version of who we want to be. And folks, that is a journey. It's not flicking the switch and it happening in just one moment. It's a process that we all get to be a part of. And when we watch somebody else leading the way, lighting their candle, igniting their lives, it makes and inspires us to do the same. It makes it okay for everybody on the planet. And if we're all living in our bright light, imagine the magic that we can create on the planet. All right. Well, if you'd like to know what we're up to at Ignite Humanity, please check out our website. We are doing all kinds of fun stuff. We are creating the largest compilation book ever, talking about Ignite moments, on how people are igniting humanity. We'd love for you to be a part of that book. Just go to our website and apply and tell us a little bit about your story and how you are igniting humanity. And you could be one of the authors in our next upcoming book. If you'd like to be a part of helping us build schools, well, we're also doing that. And so if you check out our website, you'll see how you can donate and help others, people in need, children especially, how we are igniting lives and igniting literacy. And we're really dedicated to making sure that everyone, all kids on the planet, can ignite their lives through reading. If you'd like to be a part of our show, well, we'd love to hear from you. And what we do is have a type form that you can fill out and tell us what you're doing to ignite humanity and the strides that you are making forward so that we can have you as a guest on our show. We want people from all over the world, all walks of life, all different industries, in different ways that they are igniting humanity uniquely so that we can see how maybe I'm not that and I'm not this, but I really love that. Or maybe this person's doing this and this person's doing that. And maybe that will spark some interest in you and the ways that you also can ignite humanity. Well, if you're interested in finding out more about the Ignite publishing house and how you can tell your story, you can head on over to our website at igniteyou.life. And if you'd like to read Georgia's story, yes, it's available in the Ignite Your Life for Women book. You'll find it on our marketplace. Just click there and you can download that book or get a physical copy and you can read the story that Georgia shared with us. She's one of what we call our OGs, one of the original Ignite authors that started in our very first project. And we're honored to have her part of the community. All right. Well, we hope you have a great day. I know it's Wednesday. So what does that mean? Well, light your wick today. Have some wonderful fun on this Wednesday and be filled with joy and blessings. Leave the house today with a smile on your face. Wake up every day feeling positive, and just know that when you step into who you were born to be, that authentic you, that's the person people love. All right, blessings, take care, and we will see you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.